Welcome to Friday Night Movie Night, everybody, here on the Basement Show with Mr. Nast. I am
Yay.
Mr. Nast. Joining us tonight is Ron. So,
Hi, everybody.
hopefully the weather cooperates in South Jersey. I mean, I think the worst of the storms have moved on already, which is good. We were under a severe thunderstorm warning for a little bit, so I was kind of worried that we might lose power, but I don't think we got much of anything. I mean, I heard a couple rumbles of thunder, but that was about it.
Yeah, it's a little quiet here.
Okay. I mean, well, it's always quiet in my house because I live alone, so I can't really say it's quiet here. So, but we figured we'd pop in and do a Friday night movie night segment. We haven't done this in about a month. It's been a while, but trying to get back on track with things. So tonight we have decided we're going to talk about our guilty pleasures. So we'll wait and see if people want to jump in the chat so they can interact with the show as always. So I just ate a sandwich. And yeah, and just help us build this conversation to make it a bigger conversation, as I say. So,
Yes. Kelsey.
good
Kelsey in the
evening,
house.
Kelsey. I know she was super excited last night watching the Denver Nuggets win Game 1 in the NBA Finals.
Yep.
We were talking about that a little bit on open mic night last night. So, it was.
I know. I went back and watched it.
It was that. Well, that game was crazy too. I didn't watch the whole thing, but
Yeah.
so if you watched the show last night, you saw everyone in the chat picking on me.
No. They were just expressing their love, man.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yes, that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, well you can stick to your story and I have mine. Okay. At the end of the day, I lived it. Tomorrow, the Colorado Mammoths hopefully bring home the championship. Yes, and unfortunately, she had
That's
told me
the
last
lacrosse. That's lacrosse team, right?
correct.
Okay.
And the championship game is in Buffalo, not Colorado. Because if not, she said she would have been there hands down.
Nice.
But that is for sports night. Maybe we can, I don't know, have her send in a video clip of hopefully a celebration from Denver when they win. Can I say that loud?
There you go.
But
Yes, she did.
okay, I thought so. But if you read the caption for this tonight's show, Kels, we're talking about guilty pleasures when it comes to watching movies. And Ron was just telling me before the show that he started a list and couldn't stop, which is kind of scary. Because I'm curious to know how you rank these one, and then what your most desirable one is.
Well, they're not in any particular order. I was just kind of stream of consciousness as I was thinking about it. And I just took a notepad, and as I was thinking, I just was jotting titles down. So
Fair enough. I'm curious to know if we have any of the same.
I know at least one is the same.
Okay, I know of at least one. That's a good sign. One out of about 100. So
Yeah.
So
I'm sure there'll be more than one that matches up, because there's probably ones here that we've talked about before. Kelsey says Bridesmaids and the Proposal. Bridesmaids I liked. I actually I'm a big Kristen Wiig fan, and they're great comedians and that. So I enjoy Bridesmaids for sure. Proposal, trying to remember. I don't know if I saw it. I might not.
That's Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock as your main two characters. Betty White has
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
She's the publicist and all that stuff.
Yes, yeah. Okay. I know which one it is. I have seen it, and it was pretty good. Definitely.
I mean, I don't know if you know it or not, but the funniest scene of that movie is Betty White in the woods during the rain dance. You want to talk about having a laugh? there's a good laugh for you.
So maybe I didn't see it because I don't remember that.
Okay, well, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. So, you
Yeah.
beat me just saying the
Okay.
cast of it. Sorry, cuz I didn't mean to beat you, but it's fresh in my mind. You say proposal, I automatically think of it right away.
There you go.
And she says, "Yes, Betty White is amazing in that."
Okay. So what do you want to alternate, John?
Sure. I mean, if
Okay.
you want to go first, I can. If not, you can go first. Up to you. Well, on your homework is to watch the proposal. Wow, you got
Okay.
homework.
Fair enough. I got homework. I
That's
will
coming
I will
from
put
Mrs.
that on my I'm sure I'll have more than one on my list by the end of tonight.
And that's coming from a teacher, so she's going to check to make sure you did it.
Ah, okay. There you go.
See? And since I'm a
My
teacher, you have to do
my
it.
dog ate it. My dog ate it.
I think you
All
would like
right.
the movie.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, so first one on my list. And like I said, these are in no particular order.
Okay.
Hairspray. Hairspray the movie, which was a musical. You got Zach Efron in there. You got Michelle Pfeiffer. You got John Travolta, Christopher Walken, um, Queen Latifah. Gosh, there's a bunch of stars in it. It's obviously set as of all John Waters productions, set in Baltimore. It's
Okay.
about a fictional dance show on TV, the Corny Collins show. And it was based on a play. And the girl who played the lead was also actually the lead on Broadway as well. Amanda Bynes was in it too. Also, I just remembered that too. But
Interesting.
yeah,
Respect.
and John Travolta's in Drag, by the way,
That might make
and
me want
also
to
got
watch it.
and also got a Best Supporting Actor Academy Award nomination for it.
Nice. Good to know.
Did not win though, but was very entertaining as the wife of Christopher Walken.
Very nice. I'll maybe check it out. I'll have to watch the trailer first.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll watch the trailer first and then judge from there.
Definitely great soundtrack.
So, got Jack in the building. Good evening, Jack. And then Kelsey saying, I love musicals. I need to watch Hairspray. I've heard good things about it.
Yep, I enjoyed it.
Well, there you go. Now you can throw it back in her face, so she has to watch it.
I have more obscure ones that I'll assign for homework.
Okay. All right. Well, the first one that comes to mind on my list, in my head, is Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
I've watched that movie countless number of times, and even if I'm sitting down watching TV and I see Lethal Weapon on, I'm glued to it. I don't know what it is. Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, late 80s, funny comedy, had some serious parts to it, but I mean, you can never go wrong with Lethal Weapon.
That's kind of a qualifier for the guilty pleasure movie. One of the parameters of guilty pleasure movies are if you're flipping through the channels and you see it, you automatically stop.
Yep, I do. Trust me.
So a number of these ones that I'm going to mention tonight, that they fall into that category.
Well, that's what this show is supposed to be about, are guilty pleasures. So.
Yep, absolutely.
If anyone in the chat has any what they would like to add, feel free to put them. So.
Yep. Okay, next one for me. Scary Movie.
Okay.
Was a great takeoff of the Scream movies and the I Know What You Did Last Summer. Pretty cool cast, especially the first one. As they got along, they kind of jumped the shark, but for the most part, the first one was classic. I mean, quite a a witty and hilarious take on those movies.
Don't forget my little hand.
Yeah,
I think that might be the second one. I'm not sure. But the guy with
I'm
the
not
really messed up
positive.
hand.
Yeah, Chris Elliott. That's
Yes,
in the
Chris Elliott.
second one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought so. I wasn't sure if it was the first or second, but he always makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the next one on my list can't come as a surprise to many people. I've watched this movie hundreds upon hundreds and maybe even 1,000 times growing up, but I still watch it every time it's on. The Goonies.
Goonies. Yeah.
I am a Goonie for life. If you haven't seen the Goonies, you're completely missing out. I might have to disown you. Um, yeah, I mean, it was my childhood favorite movie, and I'm now in my mid-30s, and I see it on TV. I own 2 copies of it. I have to watch the movie at least twice a month to get my fix.
Nice.
I am addicted to the Goonies.
Now, let's just go back through the truffle shuffle.
I think I comment too.
There you
And
go.
no, I am not doing it.
There you go. That is on tape somewhere.
I did it on one of our old shows, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Never gonna live
That
down.
should have been a TikTok. That should have been a TikTok.
Nah, I don't want to get banned from TikTok, right?
Insane. Yeah, I mean the cast of that.
Incredible.
Yeah, I mean the people that went on to bigger and better things.
Sean Astin, Corey Friedman,
Mm-hmm.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah,
Terry
Sean
Green.
Astin. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring up the one movie that you hate about him.
Sean Astin.
You know,
only thing is, 50 First Dates offsets it.
Okay.
So, for as much as I hate the other movie, which shall remain nameless, the 50 First Dates kind of cancels it out because he was hilarious in that.
Now I have to ask you about the Forbidden movie. I'm not going to say the title. Did you at least listen to the soundtrack?
Not yet.
Okay. I know I had mentioned that to you before because we were talking about composers on one night. Jerry Goldsmith, the amazing movie score for that movie.
Yep.
I'm not allowed to say what it is. Ron has threatened me. I'm not allowed to repeat it. It starts with an R, ends with a Y. If you can figure it out, good for you.
You can let him know what it is. I'll be okay.
Ron doesn't like the movie Rudy because he is a Miami U, former college student from Miami University, and he doesn't like how the story of Rudy was portrayed. Easy enough? Easy enough.
Okay. So moving on.
Moving on.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Wow, you dug deep for this list.
I did. Pee-wee's Big Adventure was Tim Burton's first movie.
Okay.
As a director. It was the first soundtrack by Danny Elfman. And it was the first movie, feature movie for Pee-wee.
Yes, it was.
If we're not counting a Cheech and Chong movie.
Up in Smoke?
I think they're Iranian.
Jeez. You said that pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Now we got Pee-wee coming laughing at my ear.
But yeah, I mean, inventive, hilarious. Some of the contraptions, like his breakfast contraption, hilarious. Mm-hmm. Francis Buxton,
I was gonna say
his nemesis, who stole his bike. I know you are, but what am I? I don't make monkeys. I just train them.
Okay, like I said, you know that movie quite well. I give you credit.
I do. So yeah, I definitely on my list.
All right, well, I see you Tim Burton with the Pee Wee Herman, and I raise you Beetlejuice.
Nice.
I mean, I love Beetlejuice. Again, awesome cast for that time period. You had Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Jeffrey Jones, Kathleen Bates, a whole list of people in that movie. Gina Davis, Alec Baldwin, and it's just one of those bizarre comedies that is very dark in a way, but is also very entertaining to watch. And I am
Yep.
super excited that after 25 years, that the second one is finally being made.
Yes, it is.
Well, I would say I have honestly super high hopes for it, just based off the fact Michael Keaton is coming back as Beetlejuice, Winona Ryder is coming back as Lydia, Kathleen O'Hara has a cameo in it as her mom again, but this time they also added a couple pieces to it, and Jenna Ortega playing Lydia's daughter, and apparently Johnny Depp has a cameo.
Really?
Yes.
I hadn't heard that one, but bravo.
So I am very intrigued. It comes out September of 2024, and I will be pre-ordering my tickets.
Yes, absolutely.
That is one of my must-see movies of 2024.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Okay. White Chicks with the Wayans brothers. Wayans brothers. Campy, yes. Kind of a little ridiculous, yes. Definitely couldn't be made today, yes.
You think so?
In the current climate, no. Two black men in whiteface, yeah, not happening. No. But Terry Crews singing a Vanessa Carlton song, priceless.
Well, Terry Crews singing anything is priceless. So,
well, yeah, but still, when he lip syncs that song in the movie, it brings me to tears.
Because you're laughing so hard, I hope. Or not
yes, indeed. Laughing.
Okay. I'm just making sure. We don't need anyone getting sad on my show. Unless it's me. I am the man-child of the group. I am allowed to. All right. White Chicks is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back to Tim Burton, though. I am a sucker for the original Batman.
Okay.
Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, Christopher. No, that's the second one. Christopher Walken's in the second one, but yeah, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, just in the 1988 version of Batman is electric. I mean, Jack Nicholson is tied for first. We all know that for best Joker ever.
Kim Basinger.
Basinger. I was thinking Michelle Pfeiffer, but she's in the second one.
She's in the second one, right?
I couldn't remember who the first one was. It's Kim Basinger.
Vicky Vale.
Yep.
Robert Wall. Yeah.
He plays Dawson Knox.
Yes.
Okay. And then, oh God, I always forget his name because he's so I'm not trying to sound mean. He's old. The one that plays the original Alfred was great too. Michael Gough.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It took me a second. I'm trying to remember this off the top of my brain.
Right.
So to get as far as I'm going, I'm actually doing pretty good with myself. I'm happy.
Good job.
That's what happens when you have 382 movies. They just all mesh together.
And a great Prince soundtrack.
Yes.
Well, it was Danny Elfman and Prince.
Yes.
Were both involved.
And the soundtrack from top to bottom is pretty good too.
Yes, absolutely. trust that whole sequence on the parade float.
Oh, that was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, for the time period, it was great. But if you would try to reenact that nowadays, I think you could do it 10 times better. Because at one point or another, when the bat wings actually flying down, you you don't really see it, but you can tell something's holding it up. Just the way like the angles that it was flying at. So nowadays you could do a lot more with that scene, but the first one is epic. So
Yep.
Jax has an earbud.
Air
Okay.
Bud. Yes, that's one of the quintessential dog playing basketball movies.
Yep. Then you had the golden receiver, a whole bunch of them.
It's generated a whole bunch. They milked that dog for everything they could.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie though. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, the original earbud was good. Yes.
It was
So,
fun.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. This one is near the top as far as the stop and watch category. And I've mentioned this before. The Replacements.
Oh yeah.
Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman. Basically about the strike, the NFL strike. Actually was written by someone who was involved in the strike.
Yep. I forget who though.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact screenwriter, but he was obviously on the inside. So, but you can definitely see parallels that existed during that time, especially even down to the Dallas team crossing the picket line together.
yep.
You know, and that was actually was the cause of Buddy putting a bounty on Luis Zendejas, the Dallas kicker, the following year, where somebody on special teams pretty much knocked him out of his shoes
Damn.
because of some comments that he had made after that game.
Fair enough. I mean, there's two things that always, well, three things
Well,
that
and
always stick
the
out.
other piece of revenge, that he got was the Eagles were winning the game, and one of the final plays of the game, they got into victory formation, and then Randall went to take a knee, and he popped back up, and he threw a touchdown pass.
I do remember hearing about that. So
Yeah, that was also payback, and Tom Landry went off the field without shaking his hand.
of course he did.
Didn't even look at the field. He walked right off.
Nice.
Yep.
So
He did a Tom Brady. He did a Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's where Tom Brady got from. Tom Landry. I get it now. It all goes together.
It all makes sense now.
But when I think of replacements, I think of three scenes.
Okay.
You have the prison scene when they're all singing "I Will Survive."
Yep.
That's one iconic scene.
Okay.
The next one is the big Samoan guy eating eggs before the game and yelling underscore and getting sick. And then the kicker. If you've never seen the replacements, you have a Welsh kicker named Nigel Gruff, who is known for singing Ole, Ole, Ole. And the one scene that just sticks in my mind, he is lining up a kick and smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Or you're at the board and he holds up his
Definitely.
glass. Cheers, bitch. And then he breaks the glass over the guy's head.
Well, no, he stops him and then he kicks him in the ball.
You're right. Again, But those three scenes make that movie that much funnier.
Yep,
How do I
absolutely.
top the replacements? Hmm. Nick says the Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers.
Okay. Now, myself personally, I am not a big Lord of the Rings fan, but that's just me. I mean, it's just something that I just never got into. So I'll leave you to comment on this one, Johnny.
I've never seen them neither.
Oh, okay. Hey, Nick.
Good evening, Nick. Thanks for popping in tonight, sir.
Good
Nice to see
evening.
you.
Yes. Sorry, we don't have much to say on that one, but that's I'll have to add that to my list, and I'm going to
I mean,
compile at the end of the show tonight.
if Andrew is here, you probably go off and have a very long conversation about that movie.
I'm sure.
It's mostly about the adventure. I have heard.
Yeah, I
There's,
mean,
go ahead, bud.
what I do know of movies is that they're very very uh, huge productions and great costuming and great cinematography and stuff. So uh, I do know that much about them, but I don't know a lot of specifics about the story from one to the other. I have read some of the books back in the day, but I really couldn't quote verbatim. They were something that I had friends that were into it a lot, so they would talk about it. So
Well, considering you read the book, you're about 2 steps ahead of me.
yeah,
Just saying. So
it's
about the
funny.
adventure.
They actually had at one time a Lord of the Rings um, pinball machine
I do
at the
remember seeing
arcade.
something like that.
Only thing is that even back then, it didn't take quarters. It only took tokens.
Huh? I get it. I'll let you slide on that one because that was pretty clever.
Okay.
That sounds cool. I mean, if you want to go old school pinball machines, then you also had Adam's Family.
Oh, we don't get me
Adam's
started
Family.
on arcade games, man. I could do a whole night just on arcade game. That could be a Thursday night thing. That'll be one of our throwbacks. We could do all arcade games.
There you go. And Nick says, "Yeah, I see what you did there. Nick got your joke too." So
Yeah, there you go. Okay, next one for me. I got definitely Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse.
okay, good one.
Absolutely.
I just Roadhouse. Oh man,
I
I haven't
always,
watched that in a while.
I always thought you'd be taller
No,
because Patrick Swayze is not a tall guy.
not at all.
He was compact. He was compact. But hey, he landed Kelly Preston. So I mean, Kelly Preston,
Something like that. I have to
not
look
Kelly
at.
Preston. Give me a second. Yes, Kelly Preston. No. Why am I blanking on this?
Oh no, I would have to look.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not 100%.
No,
But
well, I look. Nick
they were
says he
some
couldn't get
great.
into the Roadhouse.
Well, I'm kind of glad that they didn't go ahead with the sequel because there was a sequel planned. Kelly Lynch. I knew it was a Kelly.
There you go.
They were planning a sequel. And that sequel was to star Ronda Rousey. But it died in development. So it never came to be. So Rhonda doesn't strike me as somebody who could carry a movie. Just seeing her skills in the ring,
Yes, I mean,
as far as promos go.
true. Nick said you
So
couldn't get into the Roadhouse, couldn't feel the hype. And then you also mentioned Step Brothers.
Step Brothers. Did you touch my drums?
Hey, you touched my drum set. I know you touched my drum set.
In the bunk beds.
So much more room for activities. This is how we do it. Na, 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 na.
Yeah, that was great.
Did we
Now,
just become best friends?
yeah, exactly. Now, Will Farrell thing that I mentioned on Monday that I'll throw back up there since we're talking about Will Farrell. Will Farrell has been signed to play John Madden in a John Madden biography film.
I've been wrapping my brain around that since you told me Monday, and I still can't.
Yeah, I'm still having trouble envisioning it, but I'm not gonna make the same mistake I made with Michael Keaton. I'm gonna reserve my right till the first test shot I see of him in makeup.
I can't.
And that'll tell me.
Oh, I'll tell
because
you.
I think he's got the impression skills. I mean, he is a pretty good impressionist. So I think that he could, do okay with it. But let's see.
Yeah, we'll see. I can't even look at you right now.
All right.
Now I'm getting put on the spot. I'm trying to think how I could top the replacements. All right, I'm going to throw one out there that will really make you laugh.
Okay.
Little Giants.
Nice. Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis, Ed O'Neill. John Madden has a cameo in that one.
Mm-hmm. Well, and John Madden it was in the replacements too. So there you go.
But I don't know what it is about Little Giants. It's just the scene that always cracks me up the most is when Ed O'Neill is demonstrating how to tackle, and he winds up running through the bag, taking the bag and flying out the window. And he lands on the branch and nails his nuts. So I don't know why, but that scene just sticks in my head about that movie. Then you had Becky in Icebox. I mean, Spike.
Spike, yeah.
And it just coordinated the Giants-Cowboys rivalry that much more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, not much more. I don't know who many of the kids were. I can't think off the top of my head. But it just...
Nah.
I
don't think there were a ton of kids in that. Doesn't seem like, not like some of these other movies that were made in that time.
The only one that I know actually went on to do something was Junior, because Junior was played by Devin Swy. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. Nick says The Sandlot, another good movie back in the day.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you looking at the cast for Little Giants?
Yes.
Like I said, the only one that sticks out in my head is Junior as Devin Swy. So you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, really the only one that I recognize. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Like I said, that's the only one that popped out in my head.
Yeah. I just wanted to verify my recollection.
Gotcha. Nick said The Sandlot.
Yeah, Sandlot was good.
That's another.
I remember
another
watching
good
that.
movie.
Yeah, it was good, lighthearted,
Yeah.
entertaining movie. You
Oh
know?
yeah, Wendy Peppercorn, Pepper, whatever her last name was.
Yeah.
Oh, Squints is the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
They apparently had a second one with
They
a
apparently
girl.
had a second one with a girl.
Yes, they made a second
Yeah, I don't think
Sandlot
I saw
movie.
I don't think I saw the second one. I
I
don't
didn't, but I
remember
know
seeing the
Sam
second one.
has. So,
Yeah. Wendy Peppercorn.
yep, Wendy Peppercorn
There you go.
and Squints. Oh shit, she's gonna kick his ass or something.
Okay.
then
Here, this next one. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I'm just remembering the Sandlot. So go ahead.
No, go.
No, it just the funniest but grossest part of the whole entire movie Sandlot is when they're at the carnival and they decide to eat char, the chewing tobacco, and then they go on that the ride that goes around and around. They all wind up getting sick as dogs,
No, it's
and that's where the song Tequila comes from.
oh boy.
So that's all I'm thinking in my top head, my head. So go ahead.
Okay. The Mighty Ducks and the Flying V. Yeah.
Mighty Ducks was a good one.
Yep. Yeah, I like the Mighty Ducks movies. They spawned them to name the team that, you know.
Yeah, very true.
So that was a very expensive promotional effort,
Yeah, for Disney especially.
buying a team in it, the Mighty Ducks.
Wasn't Tequila from Beetlejuice?
No, it was from Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
There you go, Amber. Find knows best.
He did the break dance in the biker bar. Ha ha! Break dance with the white shoes, the tall, big-heeled white shoes that he borrowed from the busboy. Right before he got pulled off the bar, and they're like, "Let's kill him," and it's like, "No, let's hang him." He's like, "Okay, let's hang him, and then we'll kill him." And then it goes through this whole sequence, and then the female biker breaks in and says, "I say, let me have him," and it's Cassandra Peterson, who was Elvira, is actually the biker chick who pins him down on the table.
Ryan, she said, Ryan, you keep cutting out and lagging. So
Oh, jeez. Okay.
it happens,
Top
Amber.
Big Top Pee Wee. Some of the weather has something to do with it too, because I'm on a wireless signal. So sometimes if there's weather in the area, I get some inconsistency. If it gets too bad, let me know, and I'll go reset the router.
All right. Nick
Okay.
says,
Well, my next.
quack.
Go ahead. Quack, quack, quack. So Big Top Pee Wee was another good one too. I like that one as well. Not as good as the first one, but definitely entertaining.
What was it called?
So, Big Top Pee Wee.
Never heard of it.
That was his second movie.
Okay.
Well, the second Pee Wee movie. He was in, like I said, he was in Cheech and Chong movie. He was in the second Batman. He was in Blow with Johnny Depp.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. He had a pretty big role in that.
It's been a while since I watched that, but I'll take
Yeah.
your word for it.
Yep. All right. Here's my next one, and this one is also has is generating a remake. Well, remake, a sequel, whatever you want to call it. And I'll give you a hint. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your
Yeah, take
order?
your order. I, I'm ha-
Uh,
I'm excited to see the sequel just because Kane and Cal are both coming back for it. The first one was
yes.
bizarre.
It was hilarious. I mean, it
Yeah.
was just, it makes me laugh still. I could watch it over and over, and it just makes me laugh.
I wonder what they're putting in the burgers. They're huge. So they go undercover to get a job at the mega burger.
Yeah. Mondo Burger.
Mondo burger. That's what it was.
Yes.
But that movie basically spawned off the whole entire all that cast.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But it's,
Uh,
yeah, I still laugh when I watch it.
Oh, you have to. I mean, it's Kenan and Kel.
Yeah.
Like if you can't laugh
Yeah.
at Kenan and Kel, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I mean, they all just appeared. I think about a month or two ago at like a '90s like Comic Con type thing. The only one that didn't show up was Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
But
Well, she's having some issues right now.
yes, Jack says Footloose.
So, Footloose. Yeah. There you go.
Now the question is though, original Footloose or remake Footloose?
Original Footloose. No. That was one of those movies that shouldn't have been made.
What, the remake?
The remake, yes.
Okay.
Yes. My personal opinion. I thought that the first one was absolutely top rate. Kenny Loggins soundtrack, Kevin Bacon, Laurie Singer, John Lithgow, a young Chris Penn, and about 200 pounds lighter, with some dance moves.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cutting loose.
Oh, here we go.
Footloose?
Here's some more. Yeah.
Grease.
Grease. Grease is the word. I love Grease. If you're a Grease fan, do not make the mistake of carving time out to watch The Rise of the Pink Ladies on Paramount Plus, because it is trash. It's horrible. I can't believe that they associate it with the movie. I just don't have words for how bad it is. Now, Grease 2, on the other hand, Grease 2, a lot of people have bad to say about Grease 2. It wasn't the greatest movie of all time. I mean, I think some of the soundtrack was pretty interesting. I think there's some catchy tunes. There's some pretty bad acting in it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But and Michelle Pfeiffer did try and take it off her filmography to kind of deny that she was ever in it, but it was one of her earliest films. It was probably her second. And the first one is one that most people have not seen, which she also does not lay claim to, which was Hollywood Nights, with Robert Wall, Stuart Pankin, Tony Danza, Michelle Pfeiffer, very young Tony Danza and Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, Grease films definitely put them up. Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, who's on first movie. I believe.
Yep, lost Ron. He's had a lot of problems with the weather. He might pop. He should be able to pop back in. Hopefully. I mean, sorry about that. I mean, with having Wi-Fi sometimes. I mean, we do have some storms in the area, so fingers crossed he can get it figured out, hop back in. But if not, he'll shoot me a message and we'll go from there. I apologize about that, but Ron's very knowledgeable when it comes to movies. I enjoy talking with him about movies, so hopefully he's able to get everything figured out, and we'll get him back on here when he gets back. But Grease is a good one. So here we go. See if that works for him. There we go.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Okay, so the Abbott and Costello movie. I believe that was called Naughty 90s, if I'm not mistaken. That was the one that had Who's on First in it. I think that was the title, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But that's where they performed that routine on film. So,
I mean, I like Grease too, but the first one is you can't compare the two. I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
Like you said, Grease 2 had some really bad acting in it,
Mm-hmm.
but the original Grease was spot on.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, rest in peace, Olivia Newton-John. I mean, but
Mm-hmm. And Jeff Conway.
yeah, and Jeff Conway, yep.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of some more on my list. I think it's the last one I said was Beetlejuice. No, it's a Little Giants last.
Yep.
Man, I watched so many movies back in the day, and to this day. I think the next one that pops in my head is Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I became obsessed with Dan Marino after watching this movie a lot as a kid. And I've always been a huge Jim Carrey fan.
Yeah. Agreed there. Definitely.
So.
But yeah, Ace Ventura definitely. Sean Young
Yeah,
as Einhorn Finkel.
Yep. Finkel is Einhorn. But that whole movie from top to bottom, I mean, so many quotable lines in it. I still make fun of it. Second one was okay. I mean, it wasn't horrible. Had some good parts to it, but the
White
original,
Devil.
Yes, the original was so much better, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely, no doubt.
I mean, even though it's pretty impressive that Ace Ventura can act like he's shitting out of a hippo, yes. The hippo scene, I'm surprised it ain't banned in this day and age. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, that was,
bit bizarre, but coming from the time period it was made, not so much. So...
Amber said Addams Family. I really like the Addams Family films. I think that they did some great casting with Raul Julia and Angelica Houston. Definitely.
Yeah.
A big fan of that. Even Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester.
I was going to say, you better say Christopher Lloyd as Uncle Fester. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he was good Fester.
And then the second one, Addams Family Values. I forget who plays Debbie, but Christopher Lloyd's character was that one was hysterical too.
That was Debbie the one that was trying to marry Fester?
Yes.
That was Joan Cusack.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yes, it was.
And she tried everything in her power to kill him, but he wouldn't die.
And he wouldn't die.
Why won't you just die?
Put a toaster in the bathtub and he's like, yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see him pop up with a light bulb coming out of his mouth. Or the whole thing with the time bomb that she leaves in the kitchen when he's cooking the pot roast.
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
Yeah. Great movie. And you got to wonder if it would have been as big as it was if they had not went back and practically reshot the entire movie, because they had almost the whole movie in the can with Eric Stoltz as Marty McFly.
Yes, you did say that before.
And they literally had to go back and they fired Eric Stoltz and they hired Michael Keaton,
Michael J.
Fox, and actually went back and reshot all those scenes.
Wow.
So, I mean, they spent a significant amount of money to reshoot all those scenes, but it paid off in the end, because I don't think it becomes nearly as big as it was had they not done that.
Gotcha. Do you know this person? I haven't seen this name in a while.
Kevin. There he
Hey, look
is.
what movie he's saying.
We need a truffle shuffle from you, brother.
Me? Or Kevin?
Kevin.
I was gonna say I already did mine.
Yeah, we have yours on tape. I'm sure I can dig it up. I think I know where it is.
It wasn't on Goonies night. I know that much. It wasn't.
No, I know what night it was on.
Okay. But nice to see you in chat, Kev. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, good to see you, brother.
Long time no see. I just thought it was funny. The movie he says is my favorite all-time movie. I'm blushing.
Yeah. But yeah, the Back to the Future movies also, one other thing that's kind of neat is they filmed 2 and 3 at the same time. So they literally had built into the contracts that all the stars were locked in for 3 movies, whether they chose to use them or not. But what they did was they went and they filmed, but they filmed 2 and 3 back to back.
That's a lot of work.
That was a lot of work. But then they didn't release them together, but they did record them both together. Film them together, I should say.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do have my winter weight on right now, so it would probably be a good one, but no chance. Nice to see you guys. Kev, I could always bring you on the show. I mean, you could just pop up on camera, be doing the shuffle, we'll call it a night. Just saying. I do have the NC-17 content will go into effect, so you could add to it. And he's saying, let's go Titans. I mean, one game's not going to define the season, Kev. I'm sorry. They need a lot of help.
Yeah, they do. But, there's still time. There's still time.
Oh, I hear you. So, Back to the Future, Goonies. I said Batman already. Batman Returns.
How about...
going along the whole Batman lines, I'm also very obsessed with The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Just because of the fact that Heath Ledger and Christian Bale in that movie are dynamite together, and Heath Ledger as the Joker, again, is up there as the best Joker ever with Jack Nicholson.
Yep.
I mean, just the sequences of action in that movie alone just always captivate my mind. And the soundtrack's great, too, by Hans Zimmer.
Yep.
So,
agreed.
What was your next one on the list? I kind of cut you off. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No problem. Now, this is one that I think I mentioned it. I might have mentioned it, and you said you had never seen it. So I'm going to go with Xanadu.
Yep, never seen it.
Okay, Xanadu was Olivia Newton-John
Okay.
and Michael Beck and Gene Kelly, the famous dancer Gene Kelly, had a starring role as well. This film had one of the, at the time, was one of the top selling soundtracks of all time. 7 songs from the soundtrack charted in the UK. I
Damn.
think four charted in the US. But there were 7 songs that charted in the top 100 in the UK. The soundtrack by primarily by Olivia Newton-John and ELO, the Electric Light Orchestra. If nothing else, take a listen to the soundtrack because
Xanadu, right?
you will not be disappointed.
Xanadu?
Xanadu with an X.
XANADU.
ADU.
Okay. I will look it up tonight.
Yep.
I'm just going to listen to the soundtrack and I'll go from there.
Yep.
Xanadu. Got it. On Spotify.
So, acting wise, not so great. But as far as the soundtrack, some of the effects are kind of, for the time, are kind of wild. Not necessarily CGI per se, but they're campy effects, if you will. So definitely a movie that I would watch over and over again, just if for nothing else, just to listen to the songs.
Fair enough. I mean,
which is really another one that kind of goes hand in hand with that. So I'm going to do 2 in a row.
Go ahead.
Because this next one also comes in that same category where it's literally mostly music. There's not a lot of dialogue in this movie. Okay. The movie I'm going to mention is narrated, but I don't think there's any dialogue in the movie, or very little dialogue in the movie. It's mostly all, the story is advanced by song, and that would be the songs of the Beatles, and that would be a film called Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And that was Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees. And a narration by and starred George Burns. There were a bunch of other big stars in it, like Steve Martin, Alice Cooper, Frankie Howard, Aerosmith. Let's see who else. There's just a ton of stars in it. Donald Pleasance. But as I said, it's primarily all music.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one that if you ask most people, they'd either say they didn't like it or they never saw it. But when you close the doors and turn out the lights, they're watching it.
Fair enough.
That's the ultimate guilty pleasure. If you have to keep it a secret that you like it.
Just like with me in the movie A Walk to Remember?
Yes.
That I had mentioned a little bit on Monday. I mean, if you haven't watched A Walk to Remember, great movie, Shane West, the rhyming duo. The rhyming duo. Shouldn't it be the dynamic duo? I'm just kidding.
Hi, Andrew.
How you doing tonight, Andrea? Nice to see you. But yes, I walked to remember Shane West, Mandy Moore, among the 2 lead roles, and I'm not afraid to admit it. The ending of A Walk to Remember always makes me cry. I mean, I won't ruin it, but it's a very sad ending. So no, because John and Ron
Oh,
rhyme.
okay. There you go. Okay, I
Okay.
get it now.
So we're not going to do our search
'Cause
shop anymore, I guess.
Well, because I was just about to, as long as we're rhyming.
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
No, I'm all good.
You don't have a rap for us tonight?
I do not. Slumdog Millionaire. Actually, a very highly acclaimed film, Kev. I mean, um, I actually watched it, and I did not find it to be bad at all. I mean, I was entertained. So, yeah, I don't think you're 100% alone because it was nominated for Best Picture. Might even did it win? It might have won.
It might have. I mean,
I don't remember, but I know it was nominated.
I don't know why, but I always think a Slumdog Millionaire and Alpha Dog.
Alpha Dog was Justin Timberlake.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay, I remember that one. That was a good movie.
That's it. It was a very, very good movie. Yes. Andrew says Dr. Ron. Harry Potter is my movie to watch over and over again, and Lord of the Rings. See, Lord of the Rings, I know it.
Yeah, we needed you here a little earlier.
Andrew, where were you? My buddy Nick was in here talking about Lord of the Rings. And then Jack says the Flintstones. Jack, that's an underrated movie.
That's a good one.
I
love the Flintstones movies. Both of them actually.
John Goodman is Fred Flintstone was great.
John Goodman in the first one.
Yes.
And
he was in the second one, though, wasn't he?
No,
he wasn't.
No, he was not.
Oh, fuck, who was that? Sorry for my language.
It was, what was his name? Trying to think of his name.
No, you don't have to be sorry, Andrew. It's fine. Family does come first. You're right.
No worries. Slumdog Millionaire did win Best Picture in 2009.
Gotcha.
And Best Music, Best Sound Mixing, Best Directing, and Best Writing.
Wow, so it cleaned house.
So yeah, it did clean house that year. Wow, they're coming quick. Yes, there was a second Flintstones movie, Jack. It was called Viva Rock Vegas.
Yes, there was.
Yes.
And then Andrew was also saying Mamma Mia.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Now, where's my cousin Kelsey at?
Yes, I sing along the whole movie.
If Kelsey's watching, Mamma Mia is one of her go-tos also. She won't deny it.
Nope.
I went to the movies alone on a weekday with a 24-ounce can of beer in my pocket and had no ideas what movies were playing, and I just randomly picked Slumdog, and I've been in love ever since. Laugh out loud. Maybe it's because my wife let me out of the house with a 96-month-old. I mean, Kev, that movie, you might have a special connection now, so thanks to wife.
Mark Addy was the Fred Flintstone in Viva Rock Vegas.
Gotcha.
And Stephen Baldwin was Barney.
Stephen Baldwin. I haven't heard that name in a while.
And Kristen Johnston from Third Rock from the Sun was Wilma.
Okay. So it was a whole new cast.
And Jane Krakowski was Betty. And the funny thing is, in both movies, there was actually a cameo by the real Hanna-Barbera, the actual creators of the original Flintstones.
Gotcha. See, there's my cousin in capital letters. I love Mamma Mia.
Yeah, Mamma Mia, definitely. And that's another one where you going into it, you were like, wait a second. Meryl Streep's going to sing? Really? Really?
So since we're on the technically the musical aspect of it, I'm gonna throw one that will probably really make you laugh. Okay,
Hey, Gary.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, yeah.
Little shop of horrors.
Little shop, little shop.
The song that cracks me up about Little Shop of Horrors is Steve Martin's cameo as the dentist.
Yes, absolutely.
That song that he sings because I'm the dentist, it cracks me up. I don't know the whole
Yep.
song, but I'll start dancing to it randomly out of nowhere
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'm the dentist.
Now, a couple funny things about the dentist scene.
No boy.
Okay. So the patient is, do you remember?
You told me before.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, that's right. Yes.
Okay. Now, in the original Little Shop of Horrors, the patient was Jack Nicholson. Yes? Surprised?
A little bit. I'm listening.
Yeah. So he was in the original film.
The one with Rick Moranis?
No. The original.
The original one. Okay, I gotta go
Yes.
back on.
The one that's old. So yeah, but yeah, the dentist.
Interesting. Then,
Oh, mom.
oh, mama. Read me, Seymour. I need blood. Then my cousin said The Greatest Showman is an amazing musical. Hugh
It
Jackman.
was, yes, Hugh Jackman. Yes,
I knew that
absolutely.
one. I got that one.
Good one.
That
Knight's Tale was great. Yes.
good one, yeah.
Yeah, Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger.
Yep. I hate musicals, but when I fell in love with that movie, I didn't realize it was or what a musical was because I was so young and the fly trap and all the fun was great. Then you say you bring up Rick Moranis, definitely can't turn off Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
You can't turn off Spaceballs either.
She gives good helmet.
And I was surprised to find out. Well, I wasn't really surprised, but if you remember the scene where Moranis has the little dolls and he's playing, and he say, "Oh, yeah, I must control you," and he improvised that whole scene. Like basically the script just called for him to just improvise it, and then for Colonel Sanders to break in. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?
People give me so much crap because I've watched Spaceballs but not Star Wars.
I love Spaceballs. Spaceballs was Mel Brooks actually got permission from George Lucas to do Spaceballs. And there was only one condition. And the one condition was that they were not allowed to sell merchandise. No Spaceballs merchandise. So that's why they put the scene in the movie making fun of the agreement by saying merchandising, Spaceballs the flamethrower.
So I see the helmet anytime someone mentions Spaceballs and John Candy as a dog or whatever he was.
Yes, he was a Mog, half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend.
Glad you say that too convincingly. I'm kind of worried now.
He's a Mog. Yeah, Barf was quite a character. Now, originally in the when they were originally planning the movie, the original makeup people were going to cover up all of John Candy's face. He was going to have a full face makeup. Mm-hmm. And Mel said that half of the reason to have John Candy in it, is you got to know it's John Candy. So they redesigned the whole character so that his facial features could be, could still be showing, because as Dot Matrix, the robot, the voice was Joan Rivers. Okay. But the actual person in the costume was Louise Yarnell of Shields and Yarnell, the mimes that used to be back in the day. They used to be on like the Smothers Brothers and Ed Sullivan and all, back in the old days, they were mimes. And that was who was inside the Dot Matrix costume.
Gotcha. I agree with Kevin. That's all I'm going to say. the fact that you remember all this shit is amazing.
It's just all in there. I'm sorry. It's just,
No, I mean, it makes for good conversation. They make me look silly. So, please, keep it up.
Well, the blow dryer, yeah. Just the essentials.
Wow, Ron is a machine. He's too old to have such a great memory. Wow. He just added to it with the last comments. Kevin's going, yo, you might want to check your book.
Yeah, I got you, Kev. That's no problem.
I love you, bud. It's all love here, Kev. We're all family. Everyone who pops in the show, we always show some love too.
Hey, I never pretended to be 29. I'm not ashamed of how old I am.
29. Damn.
I've got T-shirts that are 29. And I still wear them.
Not that old yet. I'm trying to think when I got this shirt. Not that old.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, Spaceballs was just a masterpiece. A lot of Mel Brooks are, but
I got here at a good time tonight. Anytime's a good time to pop in the chat, Katie.
Yes. Absolute 8-7 Nationals. That's not good.
We're not talking splits here. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but updates are good.
Sometimes.
It'd be better if the update was they were 8-7 fills.
Yeah.
Good night, Andrea. Thanks for popping in. We appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. And I was just reading, Katie, I got here at a good time tonight. Like I was gonna say, anytime's a good time to pop in the show. We always appreciate everyone who does pop in.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. Spaceballs, Little Shop of Horrors, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
That whole series, we're good. Some of the effects in them were really outstanding.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to call you out.
Okay. Well, won't be the first time.
Because you had mentioned this on Monday night, and we have an active chat right now.
Okay.
And I want to know the dead honest truth.
Okay.
What is your obsession with the movie Spice World?
That was next on my list.
Well, I did not know that. He had mentioned it Monday night.
Yeah.
As we were wrapping up Monday night show. And I've been thinking about it all week. How can a guy like Ron sit and enjoy Spice World so much?
Spice World was just fun. Spice World reminded me a lot of like the old Beatles movies. Do you know, like Hard Day's Night and like movies like that where the band is in an outrageous, situation, and they're it's the band and it's clearly the band, and they're just trying to get to their concert, which is basically what Spice World is. Okay. But to flesh out the characters, like those the members of that group all had pretty fun personalities, and it really came through in the movie. So it just kind of made it even better that you put like a personality fleshed out to the name, to each one of the characters. So yeah, I mean, and the music's fun. I mean, it's campy, it's fun. That was my thing with Spice World, and it's like I said, it's not the most well acted movie in the world, but it did really. It kind of gave you a new appreciation, and I listened to the music differently after I watched the movie. Like
We,
it just kind of sounded different after. I don't know why.
do we get a preview of that, or do we gotta pay separately for that?
Well, no, I'm not breaking into song right now, no.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want. No, okay.
No, good pun. I like it. Ah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Jack says
yeah,
no, you don't enjoy
that's
it.
what I'm saying, Katie. Exactly the same. It just hit different when you knew more about their personalities as people. Yeah.
Now, where were you last night when we were live? Because now you're making me think of something we were talking about last night.
Okay.
And it might be a little bit too much information for the show. I apologize in advance. But I had Sam pop in last night, and one of the questions he asked was, "What is your go-to song to sing in the shower?" Is yours Spice World?
It is not.
that
It is not.
that
Uh
part of the show, as you watched, got really comical really quick.
yeah.
I said Barbie Girl by Aqua.
If I'm singing that in the shower, my family's probably leaving me.
Wait, so you're telling me that's why I'm singing all these years because I sing Barbie Girl? Shit.
Maybe, hey, it's okay if nobody can hear you.
I gotta close that window.
Yeah.
Jackson,
Okay.
no better than Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet. Okay. Yeah.
That's the kids' movie of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. It was animated, kind of.
Kind of cheesy, but not bad.
Yeah. Well, it was like was like stop action. It was like claymation kind of thing more than animated, right?
True. Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
No, good perception of it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to go back and watch that again because it's been a long time since I watched. I think I saw bits and pieces of it when it first came out. I don't think I might not have watched it all the way through though, but I think I caught it somewhere along the line.
Gotcha. Jack says it has a great soundtrack.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good attraction.
Yeah. Anyhow, a movie can be known for a good soundtrack, sign me up.
Yep. Okay, here's another one that's kind of on the musical direction.
Okay.
And again, this is one that most people probably haven't seen, but it's one you can look up for streaming. It's a movie that had Donna Summer. It had the Commodores. It had Dwayne Jesse, a.k.a. Otis Day from Otis Day and the Knights.
Okay.
It had Jeff Goldblum. It had Deborah Winger. And it was a movie called Thank God It's Friday. And it was about a disco that was owned by Jeff Goldblum. And again, it wasn't going to win any Best Actor awards, but it is a dynamite soundtrack by the Commodores and Donna Summer and other assorted artists of the day.
Okay.
And it was just a fun watch. So it's one that you might want to try and find streaming somewhere.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yep. It was one of Jeff Goldblum's first films. It was one of Deborah Winger's first films.
Nice. I mean, since we're going with the days of the week, then the next one I could probably think of off the top of my head, Saturday Night Fever.
Okay. Yep.
Good old John Travolta in the disco era.
Don't touch the hair.
Hey.
Yeah, spend a lot of time on the hair. He touches the hair.
And then probably another one from that same time period. If Morgan was here, she'd 100% agree with me. The movie Porky's.
Why
The,
did they call her Lassie?
the original Porky's 2 and 3, and not so much, but the original Porky's was the way to go. Wrong, raunchy, hilarious.
Yes.
In three
Agreed.
simple words. But I can never find out why they named her Lassie.
Never looked at the high school shower the same way again.
Luckily, when I was in high school, I didn't have to use the shower. But I didn't watch that movie until I was about 20, so I was already done in high school by the time I watched that. I mean, it's still a classic you can sit and watch whenever. If you want a good laugh, Porky's is the way to go.
Yeah, mindless humor.
Mindless. That's a good way to put it. I didn't even think about that. Mindless humor.
Yep. Don't have to think. You just sit and enjoy it.
That is very true.
Or stand in a doorway.
Every time I think of Travolta, I think of Freddie Boom Boom Washington.
Yes. Welcome back, Cotter. Juan Epstein and
Me?
Arnold Horshack. Ooh, 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 ooh. Mr. Cotter. Yes. Definitely. The Sweat Hogs. The Sweat Hogs. Yes. That was the name of the group that included John Travolta and Epstein, which was Robert Hedges, who actually graduated from Glassboro State.
Okay.
And then Ron Palillo was Horshack. And Lawrence Hilton Jacobs was Washington.
And this was Saturday Night Fever? No.
No, this was a TV series on ABC called Welcome Back, Cotter.
I'll just see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Episode or
And theme song by Jose Feliciano. Oh, no, John Sebastian. Jose Feliciano did the end credit song. The beginning credit song was John Sebastian. And it actually charted in the top 100.
Damn.
So.
Trying to think. Porky's. What else do I have on my list? Short Circuit.
Oh, yeah. Johnny Five is alive.
Put it in.
Input.
I mean, Ali
Sheedy, yeah.
Steve Guttenberg.
Yes.
I always forget his name, but he's also from the Police Academy movies. He plays Schroeder. Oh God.
He plays what?
His character name in Short Circuit is Schroeder. He's like the head of like
Steve
the
Guttenberg. Steve
No.
Guttenberg.
He's like a captain. He's like a God. I gotta look. Oh God, why am I drawing a blank? I'll tell you in 1 second. Hold on.
All right.
Short Circuit.
Tackleberry. Yeah, Kev. He was a great character. And then Michael Winslow was in that too, in the police academies.
G.W. Bailey.
Okay. Yep.
Classic. I mean, he plays in the Police Academy movies with Steve Guttenberg, and then he's also the head of the security team at Nova for Short Circuit.
Okay. Gotcha.
Damn, he's 78 years old now. Wow. Now, who else is in this since I have it open? Fisher Stevens is Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Pennington is Howard. the coordinator of Nova.
Mhm.
But yeah, Steve Guttenberg and Ellie Sneedy are the two main people from that movie.
Yeah. Yep.
The second one, I mean, the sequel wasn't as good, but it had its moments too.
Naked Gun and Police Academy have a common thread. Hmm. Are you talking about Police Squad? Because Police Squad is what was based on the Naked Gun movies. P.S. Phil suck. Yeah, Police Squad was the TV series that was from the same creators of Naked Gun.
Hmm.
So actually, if you see the Naked Guns movies, it says from the files of Police Squad.
Yeah, Phillies lost 8-7. Sorry.
Okay. But yeah, Police Squad was only ran for less than a season on ABC because the network executives felt that people had to pay too much attention to get half the jokes. And they didn't say people had the attention span.
Ah. No, he's just the main character in the Academy. He's dumb as
Okay.
hell and high up in charge. That
Okay.
must have been when I was fixing my headphones. I didn't hear what the name was.
Yeah.
He's in Home on the Range. Never heard of that movie. Home on the Range.
Yeah, it was animated.
Okay. See, Ryan, that's why you're key to the show, because you know this. I was like, Home on the Range. I was thinking the Adventures of the Yellow Dog, Old Yellow coming home. It has a girl's name, and then Jackson is a Disney movie. Okay. Any more on your list that I need to know about?
Oh, yeah. Well, how about Space Jam?
Original, yes. Remake,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it's definitely the original. The
Okay.
Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley,
Yes.
Spud Webb, Sean Bradley,
Patrick Ewing.
Larry Bird.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another, I always forget his name, the big guy. Oh, God, why am I drawing a blank? You know who I'm talking about, his agent.
The agent.
He's a heavyset guy.
Oh, Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight, thank you.
Yeah, Newman from Seinfeld.
And Dennis from Jurassic Park.
Hello, Newman.
Wayne Knight. I gotta remember that because he's in some movie. I always draw a blank who he is.
Yep.
Leslie Nielsen is who I was talking about, boys.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Wayne Knight and Bill Murray in Space Jam too.
Da 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 da. And then all the Looney Tunes that you can think of: Bugs, Lola, Tasmanian Devil, Tweety Bird, Sylvester,
Yosemite
Grandma.
Sam. Yeah.
Marvin the Martian has a brief part in that
Yes.
movie.
Yep.
Porky Pig. That's all, folks.
So if you want to talk about that, then yeah, I guess you have to mention Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Ron, get out of my head. I was just thinking that same exact movie.
That was Bob Zemeckis just revolutionized movies. I mean, that is an important movie because that was just the way that they were able to pull that off so seamlessly was just unbelievable. It was very, very complex.
You have a good villain in that movie, though.
Yeah, again, Christopher Lloyd as the judge.
You remember when I killed your mother? I sounded just like this. Sorry.
And then Squeaky was David Lander was one of the weasels.
Stop laughing, you idiot! That's gonna kill you. And he smacks him and he they fly across the room.
Now, the funny thing about Roger Rabbit is that there were actually two people that played Jessica.
Okay.
You had the speaking voice, which was Kathleen Turner. Okay. And the singing was done by Amy Irving, or AKA Mrs. Spielberg.
Interesting.
It did the singing for Jessica Rabbit. So actually, two people played that character.
And they had, and to this day, the most risque animated scene ever filmed. And the one part that always sticks in my head about that movie is when the main what is his name, Eddie, goes in the building trying to find Jessica for the first time. He goes up to the elevator, and the doorman opens. Going down, sir, and the elevator just drops. Going up, sir, and it just shoots up. I mean, back in the day, before I became the age I am now, there was a handful of movies I could impersonate a lot of the characters from, and I had that elevator doorman voice down to a pat. Then I hit a certain age, and my voice won't crack like it used to. I can't do nearly as many voices as I used to be able to do, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Because I could add some real comedy to this by being able to do that.
Yep.
Please don't kill me.
Please, Eddie. Nice.
Gary's back in the chat with a WhatsApp.
Hey, Gary. What's up? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but,
We are contractually obligated to give full credit to Darth anytime we use the phrase "what's up."
Yep,
He does have copyrighted rates.
he does. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in the chat one night and says we can't even say it. I mean, that's his thing. It always will be his thing. Darth, if you go back and watch the show, I promise I'm not trying to intimidate you.
We'll send you a check.
Yeah, I will send you your WhatsApp counter, whatever you want, sir. It's all yours. Please don't report my show. I'm sorry.
Here's your check for 12 cents. We said "what's up" 4 times.
Yeah.
3 cents per mention.
Man, we would be broke in no time then.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm almost down to the one that I said that you would definitely have seen.
Okay.
That is on both of our lists, and I'll go to that now, just so I can throw it up there.
Oh boy.
Euro Trip.
Oh no. No, don't do this.
Scotty doesn't know.
Well, an hour and a half in, you're gonna make me wake up now? Oh shit.
Definitely a guilty pleasure movie. If not just for the song and the cameo.
Okay. The part that cracks me up the most about that movie, and you would probably 100% agree with me, hopefully, is the little brother.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. I'll give you that one.
You dumbass, I'm getting the video camera.
So coming off of the little brother mention, there's one that comes to mind. And actually, you have to put these two movies together. So these come as a group of 2. And that would be Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer.
Okay.
Both hilarious movies. Better Off Dead is in my top 10 of all time. Go that way really, really fast. If something gets in your way, turn. What a coach. That's a ski lesson. Do you know what the street value of this mountain is?
Well, I see you Better Off Dead, and I raise you one. Dead man on campus.
Okay. That's a good one.
I mean, I watched that probably about 2 weeks ago. I always die laughing whenever I watch that movie.
Yeah.
The hell is wrong with you guys? I thought you were dead. No, I was just close. But Jack, what is Eurotrip? To sum it up in a nutshell, God, how the fuck do you explain this in an easy sense? A group of friends. Well, a guy realizes he makes a terrible mistake, flies across country, and embarks on a wonderful journey across Europe. Hence the name Eurotrip. I don't want to give it away, but it is
But
definitely
he
a
makes
movie.
out with his sister.
Yes. I was trying to leave that part out. Eurotrip, the train part is my favorite.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Excuse.
And then another part about Eurotrip that you probably don't remember or probably threw it out of your mind is at the very end when they're having sex in the Vatican and the priestess box or whatever. The woman who walks into it is the same lady from Austin Powers.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I watch some of these movies sometimes and just am completely blown away on like some of the characters that like you see in one movie, but then like you fast forward 5-7 years and they look completely different.
Yep.
Case in point, I watched. I told you before the show a movie called High Crimes last night, and it has Morgan Freeman, Ashley Judd, Amanda Peet, Adam Scott, and a couple other people. It took me a second. Adam Scott. I was like, why the hell does that name sound familiar? Because you can see his young face in this movie. I fast forward. He's actually the brother from Step Brothers.
Okay.
In Higher Crimes, he looks so much younger. It just blew me for a loop because, like, you see the face on him, and like, I know him from somewhere. And then I put two and two together. It's like, holy shit!
Yeah.
But
You just reminded me of another one.
I could go on and on about Eurotrip. But
Yeah. Saving Silverman.
Oh my god! Oh no! Oh, Jason Biggs, Amanda Peet, Steve Zahn, Jack Black, Neil Diamond. Oh god,
Great movie.
the old guy, Coach.
Oh, Ermy. F. Lee Ermy.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah, from Full Metal Jacket.
Yes. Oh man, Saving Silverman.
I love that movie.
Amanda Detmer as Sandy, the converted nun, the hoe, as they call it in the movie.
I'm not a slut. I was going to be a nun.
Jesus Christ. Oh shit. No, the fact that Steve Zahn is in that movie and owns a pest control company.
Yeah.
And he shoots Amanda Peet in the ass with a tranquilizer and throws a blinker over it. Stay away! Got a wild everyone here. And then at the end of the movie, they wind up together and they both were missing their front teeth because they got in a fist fight walking down the freaking aisle.
Yep.
And then Jack Black and Effie Emmy hook up as the two gay people in the movie.
Yeah.
The fact they got Neil Diamond to have a cameo in that movie.
Yeah. Neil Diamond's like, aren't you the guy that sends me those naked pictures?
Like, how do you get these big known celebrities to make cameos like this without? Oh my god! And then you start singing "Coming to."
We're coming to America, and then they turn onto America Street.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's a great movie. I love that.
So if you're gonna throw Jason Biggs in my face, then I gotta go American Pie.
Yeah, there you go. In its many alliterations.
The first
original first two, first three. After that, it gets a little weak.
It gets a little weak until you get back to American Reunion.
Till the reunion, yeah, when the original cast all comes back.
But the first three American Pies were hysterical.
This one time at band camp.
Oh, no, don't show this, please.
Hey, I've been to band camp. Trust me.
I never have, and I never will.
Okay, here's another musical for you.
Okay.
Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Is that the
Burt
name?
Reynolds, Dolly Parton, Charles Durning, Jim Neighbors. Hilarious movie.
And it's the best little whorehouse in Texas?
Yes.
That's the name of it. I'm hearing that
Yes.
right,
Yes.
right? Okay.
It's definitely based on a musical, and it was outstanding.
How many movies is American Pie?
I'm going to say maybe 8.
American Pie,
Counting
Wedding,
the direct-to-video stuff.
Yeah, 8. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly
Yep.
8. Yeah. You shot, Ron.
Not bad. It was a good guess.
Okay, Little Whorehouse in Texas. All right. I'm going to bounce off that and throw. I wouldn't say it's really a musical, but another good soundtrack to it, good choreographic dancing and all that. We're going to go Dirty Dancing.
Okay. Nice.
And I actually sat and watched the whole entire movie start to finish the other day because I was bored and nothing else was on TV, so I found it on Peacock and watched it from start to finish.
I carried a watermelon.
I know exactly what scene you're talking about.
Yeah.
Nobody
Good
put
movie.
Baby in the corner.
Yep.
I don't know, Johnny. She seems kind of funny. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a good flick.
Hey, look who popped in. We got Curtis.
Hey, Curtis. How's it going? Okay. How about this one? Here's an obscure one for you that I caught a little piece of the other day flipping through. Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh, boy.
Again, it was, based on a comic strip, basically. And then an animated TV show. Rachel McAdams, I believe.
Yep.
Trying to think of who else was in it, but I remember she was in it. But yeah, good. Some nice, snappy soundtrack.
I am super sore. The coach put me in the outfield to help.
Oh boy, there you go.
From the sound of it, Jet is doing very well with baseball.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So we have that. Shit, I lost my train of thought.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. I'm trying.
Oh, I've got a nice grouping. It's going to be a couple back to back, and one of them is ties back to one that I gave you before for homework. How about Once Bitten?
There you go. I watched this movie 4 times since you told me to watch it, including 3 times in one night.
Yep.
Sebastian,
Jim Carrey, Cleavon Little, Lauren
Hutton.
Lauren Hutton. That's right, Lauren Hutton. Yeah, that was a great movie. So if you're going to go Once Bitten, you got to go Love at First Bite.
Can I ask you a question about Once Bitten real quick, though?
Sure.
Okay, so you have Jim Carrey's character and his girlfriend. I forget who plays her, but they're waiting for the right time to have sex for the first time together.
Karen something.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
The premise of the movie is they're waiting for the right time to have sex for the first time, correct?
He keeps on trying to ask for it, and she keeps on turning him down.
Okay. What makes you think that having sex for the first time in a coffin is a good idea?
Well, the reason that they did it was that the Countess needed a virgin, and that's why she was after Jim Carrey. They were running away from her, and the only way that she could protect him is to have sex with him, and then he wasn't a virgin anymore. Then she had no virgin, so then that's when she shriveled up.
But the premise I'm trying to ask is a coffin of all places.
Hey, it's cushioned.
That's, I bet.
I've done worse. You know, the steps to the dugout at the little league field are not conducive. You know, but that's a story for another day.
Oh no! What I do?
Karen Coppins played Robin.
Okay, and the person that plays Sebastian in that movie was hysterical.
Cleavon Little from Blazing Saddles.
He is classic in that movie.
Yeah. Yep.
I like you told me to watch that movie. I watched it 4 times since. And I watched it 3 times in one night to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
Such
you get lots of privacy in a coffin. That's true.
Curtis, don't encourage us, please.
And they're vented well too.
I'm sorry I asked.
How about Dracula Dead and Loving It with Leslie Nielsen? Longest we're on the vampire movies.
No, I never heard that one.
Oh, you never saw that?
No.
Oh, Dracula Dead and Loving It. It's called, and it's Leslie Nielsen as Dracula. Hilarious.
Dracula and Loving It?
Dead and Loving It.
Got it. I'll write it down.
Yes, definitely, Curtis.
I would take a coffin over to Zep. Oh, Curtis, please don't encourage him.
Too late. Too late.
I guess I'm just your boring average Joe. I won't go into detail, but oh man, that'll be a never have I ever night.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, Dracula and Loving It. Once Bitten.
Okay, so that actually that's a Mel Brooks.
What's that? Dracula and Loving It?
Yeah, Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Dead and Loving It? Mel Brooks?
Yep.
I mean,
you got Leslie Nielsen as Dracula. You got Peter McNichol as Renfield. Steven Weber.
Okay.
Harvey Korman. And then some of the your everyday Mel Brooks people like Chuck McCann and Rudy DeLuca, who were in like every movie he's ever made. Charlie Callis. And Bancroft's in it even.
Wow. When you have time, read Curtis's comment. I'm not going to read it out loud.
Oh, no. Yeah, you got to hate when that happens.
Oh, man. I didn't want to read it out loud, so that's why I forgot. Let's let you read that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a field of daisies.
Where do you get these puns from, dude?
Annie M. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Wow.
Or Nova Scotia.
Oh, jeez Louise. I thought I was bad.
How about Meatballs, Bill Murray?
Haven't seen that one in a very long time.
Woody Wabbit.
Definitely an issue.
The winner of the mystery meat contest was Jimmy Wilson for Some Kind of Beef.
Some kind of beef. And another Bill Murray movie you might as well throw out there is Stripes.
The Aunt Jemima treatment. PJ Souls. The girl who got the Aunt Jemima treatment. Well, you got to understand, one of them is Sean Young, and one of them is PJ Souls. And PJ Souls was the girl who got killed in the original Halloween movie when the guy comes in with the sheet over his head
Yeah.
and the girl's in the bed naked, the
Mhm.
blonde, that's the girl that got the Aunt Jemima treatment in Stripes. PJ
Ah,
Souls,
okay.
same one. And
Good.
Sean Young, it was Finkel,
Yep.
was
Einhorn.
Einhorn Finkel,
Finkel
Finkel Einhorn.
is Einhorn.
Meatballs was about summer camp. Jack was about a kid, kind of finding his way in summer camp, and Bill Murray was a camp counselor.
Sounds like the movie Heavyweights.
Yeah, similar, somewhat similar.
Kind of, sort of.
Yep. How about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
See, I'm actually upset about this because we had talked about it the one night. Okay, I went to the thrift store I always shop at. You know me and my movies,
Yep.
and there was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure DVD. Right,
Yeah.
pick it up, case is empty.
Ah.
That's why
Ugh.
you always gotta check whenever you go shopping for used movies at a Goodwill, thrift store, anywhere.
Yep.
If the case is open, make sure you check them.
Yep.
Where to watch the movie Meatballs?
If you just Google it, it'll tell you where, if it's streaming on any of the streaming services, Jack.
Yes, that is 100% accurate. So,
Yep. Or it'll tell you where you could find it cheap for sale, like Amazon or someplace like that.
Gary says E.T.
ET Phone Home.
Ouch.
I'll be right here. Okay. Actually, the voice of ET. Any idea?
Without looking?
Yes.
No.
What would you say if I told you it was a digitally modified Deborah Winger?
I'd say that's cool, but I would like to know who Deborah Winger is.
You don't know who Deborah Winger is?
I probably do if you told me. It might
She's an Academy Award-winning actress. She's been in Terms of Endearment, I think she won for. But she was in Officer and a Gentleman. She was in Urban Cowboy. She was in... I could probably go on, but those are the ones you might know her from.
I've heard of Terms of Endearment.
She was in Thank God It's Friday.
I'm adding that to my list.
Yeah. Yeah, Deborah Winger. Deborah Winger was the voice of E.T.
Elliot.
Yes, Gary. I just got a comment that says Ron, so I don't know.
Unless he forgot to put the really Ron in front of it.
Yeah, maybe.
Really Ron.
Really, Ron. Yeah, I didn't get one tonight, so. You know.
We haven't got one in a while. I gotta tell Sheldon to come back on.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of any other ones I had.
Smokey and the Bandit.
The original one, right?
Yes.
Burt Reynolds.
Oh, there's my really. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Burt Reynolds, Jerry Reed, Jackie Gleason, Mike Henry, Sally Field.
A very young Sally Field.
Pat McCormick, Paul Williams.
Yeah, let's can go on and on. That movie.
Alfie Wise. Alfie Wise was one of the state troopers.
There you go.
So, yeah, probably one of my favorites of all time. I literally paid to see it 50 times.
Wow.
That was our Friday nights when I was growing up. They had just opened up I'm going to date myself right now.
Oh, boy.
They had just opened up the theaters at the Deptford Mall, the General Cinema, which is no longer there.
I was gonna say there's not even a movie theater.
This is before the AMC was there.
Wow.
They had 6 screens at the GCC right off outside the mall. And when they first opened up, shortly after, that's when Smokey and the Bandit came out, and it played there for numerous weeks.
Hmm.
It
All right.
isn't like today where movies air 2 weeks and it's gone, and then the next one's. They weren't making them that fast back then,
True.
so the same movie could play in a theater for several weeks. So they played it, and we would go to the mall. We'd go to the arcade. Then we'd go see Smokey and the Bandit, sometimes one time through, sometimes two. And then we'd go to Farrell's to close out the night to have some ice cream. That was our, and roam around the mall and, cause havoc.
Well, it's funny you say ice cream. Before we end the show, I gotta publicize something, but I'll wait till we wrap up the show to do that. I do have a question for you though, because it's about Burt Reynolds.
Yes.
What came out first, The Longest Yard or Smokey and the Bandit?
Longest Yard.
By a couple years, by a decade.
Well, Smokey and the Bandit was
78.
78, I think.
So The Longest Yard had to be before that.
Or no, 77, I think it was, actually.
Okay.
So Smokey was. Hang on a sec.
Yep, no problem. I mean, I just know he was in both movies.
He was. Smokey and the Bandit was 77.
Okay.
Okay. And Longest Yard was probably before that.
I wouldn't say 72.
Yeah.
Because he was very young in the Longest Yard. I know that.
74.
So about 3 years difference.
Yeah. Yep. And then actually before Longest Yard, he did Deliverance. I think Deliverance might have been like 72.
Deliverance. Why does that sound familiar?
The one with when they're rafting down the river, like the backwoods, and there's mountain men, and they're terrorizing them. It was John Voight, Burt Reynolds, Ned Beatty.
It sounds. I think I've seen clips of it. I don't think I've seen the whole thing start to finish.
Very suspenseful thriller from 72.
Gotcha. There's a movie that my boss made me watch back when I was still working in the kitchen. It's called The Tourist Trap.
Tourist Trap.
With the mannequins and stuff.
Oh,
that was another very weird movie
Tourist
from that
Trap.
time period.
Yeah, I'm not recalling a lot about that one.
I'll have to send you the trailer to it. It's very weird.
Yeah.
But you got any more on your list?
Nah, that was I made my way through.
All right. I mean, fun conversation. I mean, you outdid me, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, you're in my my wheelhouse. I have this this encyclopedia of useless knowledge in my head when it comes to movies. So
yeah, well, I have almost 384 movies. I'm waiting on a couple movies to come. I mean, I have my fair share, but you beat me by far just up here.
Yeah, well, that's just a strange thing for me.
It's incredible. I love it. I wish I had that gift.
Chuck and Larry.
Chuck and Larry's a good one with Kevin James, Adam Sandler.
Yeah, I like Pixels with those two. The one with about the video games.
Surprisingly, I have not watched a whole entire movie yet.
It's hilarious.
I need to.
Yeah.
Just like they made two grown-ups movies. I like the first one better.
Just for Peter Dinklage alone.
Peter Dinklage.
from Game of Thrones,
Okay,
the
yeah,
midget.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Just for him alone in Pixels is worth the price of admission.
Gotcha. And Jackson and Billy Madison.
Billy Madison.
Back to school. Back to
I want to
school.
touch the hiney.
Yeah. See,
Hey,
now if you're gonna quote Billy Madison, then you
no,
gotta
here's the best quote. I got it. You see if it's the same one I'm thinking of.
go ahead.
If peeing your pants is cool, then I'm Miles Davis.
That's number 2 on my list. That's number 2 on my list. Don't put it out your boots, Tad. Don't tell me what to do, you devil woman. Call the fire department. This one's out of control. Stomp, 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 stomp. It's poop again. He called the shit poop. Sorry, funniest scene in that movie.
And Chris Farley is the bus driver.
Oh God.
Oh God. So funny.
Where do you start with that? That Veronica Vaughn is one hot piece of ass.
Wow.
I know from experience. Me and her got it on. Woo!
You got to say it right. Got it on.
I did. I got it on. Woo!
No, you didn't.
Who the hell steals 35 bags of lunches? The most effed up part about that movie with Chris Farley as the bus driver is the end. He hooks up with the damn penguin.
Yeah.
Who apparently was played by him.
Yeah.
He was the penguin.
Oh, really?
That's what I was told. I
Okay.
never really confirmed it. But that movie is very bizarre.
Yep.
Steve Buscemi is Danny McGrath.
Yeah.
With the red lipstick and
Crossing them off the list.
yep, and then sniping the one guy. I'm glad I called that guy. His butler is very well known. I forget her name off the top of my head. I mean, that movie's just top to bottom bizarre. The opening scene alone.
Oh, and you're talking about in Billy Madison?
Yeah.
Who, Mabel King?
That's Juanita, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's Mabel King.
You I don't want to go to school. You know, you can stay home. You can help me watch my armpits. Oh my God, I'll go to school. See, oh man. Because now if we're talking Billy Madison, we gotta go to Happy Gilmore.
Oh, Happy Gilmore, yes.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Shooter.
Again, how do you get someone like Christopher McDonald to play in that movie?
Well, I mean, he had done comedy.
He has.
I mean, he did Grease too.
True. Fine. Scratch Chris McDonald. How do you get Bob Barker to have a cameo in that movie?
Well, it's funny, but that part was originally written for Ed McMahon. And Ed McMahon, for one reason or another, decided that they didn't want to do it.
Okay.
And then Adam approached Bob Barker, and Bob Barker looked at the script, and Bob Barker was a boxer at one time in his childhood, in his while he was growing up. He was Golden Gloves. So when he said, "I get to hit somebody," I'm in. And that's how Bob Barker got into the part. It was originally slated to be Ed McMahon.
Interesting. Bedtime Stories is another Adam Sandler movie. That one has its good parts, has its cheesy parts to it.
Yep.
The one who's in the West Wing. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
But yeah, I mean,
Richard Kiel as the big guy in Happy Gilmore.
oh, Mr. Larson.
Yes, Mr. Larson.
The nail comes out next week.
Yeah.
See, when I think of Christopher McDonald, okay, two of his old movies from the early 90s was Dutch.
Yeah.
He plays the father.
Yep.
And Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah.
He plays the father in that movie, too.
Yes.
But I always find it funny with him in the movie Dutch of his freaking hair. It kind of looks like a toupee.
Yeah.
I think it was actually his hair because that movie came out 1991, so it might have actually been his real hair. But Dutch is another one of my favorites. Ed O'Neill, Ethan Randall, Christopher McDonald. I mean, bizarre movie. I'm happy to actually have that in my collection. So
Nice.
But we'll wrap up the show. What I was saying about the whole, you had mentioned a Pharaoh's go get ice cream and all that.
Mm-hmm.
We might have a surprise stream tomorrow night. But here's the kick. I won't be on comment. I won't be talking while I'll be on camera. So, what I mean by that is, Ron, you're familiar with the South Jersey area. I don't know if you ever heard of a place called the Love Scoop.
Yes.
Me, Morgan, Kevin, Alan, and Shannon, who have all been on the show before, have found this place and we absolutely love it. Well, they have this thing down there called the Bucket Challenge. It's 7 scoops of ice cream, 1 dressing, and 2 toppings for $16. I've been challenged to do it. So with that being said, I accepted the challenge like a complete dumbass, which everybody knows I am. And we're going to broadcast it live on this show. I'll let you know exactly the time frame once we get a better idea. But we're going to have Alan and maybe Morgan on this commentary while I'm doing this. And it's going to be absolutely hysterical. Because they're not worried about me so much finishing it, but how sick I'm going to get after eating it. So stay tuned for that. It's just going to be a pop-up stream. Probably no intro to it. And the two of them on commentary should be a lot of fun. And you guys can all sit back and laugh and watch me embarrass the living hell out of myself.
This could be a combos moment.
I'm not allowed to say that word to Morgan anymore. And Alan's not allowed to say it neither because apparently him and Shannon were out shopping the other day and he was going to buy some for Saturday night. And Shannon yelled at him and said no. So now that is a C word that is forbidden in our group chat and on the show as well. But
sorry, I didn't get the memo.
Just the fact that we're talking about broadcasting this live makes me laugh even more. Because I've done one IOL stream when I was at the Eagles game down in Washington, and I've been wanting to do more to help promote the show, get more out there. So tomorrow night might be the perfect opportunity to do just that.
Well, I'm going to go on record right now and say that one game this year, one Eagles game this year.
Okay.
We are going to broadcast live from Oz, from my home base, with my crowd, on a live remote, prior to an Eagles game.
Cool. I mean, we had mentioned that, so that'd be cool.
Yep, we're definitely going to do that this year.
I have an extra mic. I can bring my quote. I mean, we can have a whole setup going.
Yeah.
So definitely looking forward to that. We'll pick a game. I have a game. Maybe we can do it for you.
Okay.
That I think we could have a really good turnout for you.
Okay.
And I think you know what game I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Week 13 versus the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, that would be a great one.
If you don't want to do that one, then maybe I'll request a day off. We'll do the Monday night game versus Kansas City.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we could talk about it.
But, yes, I don't know what time tomorrow night, but stay tuned for a very wild... I just can't wait to hear Alan on commentary because it's going to be nuts.
If I don't catch it live, I'll definitely be catching it on replay for sure.
And I've already told my one TL at work, if I call out Sunday, I'm probably in a sugar coma. But I have full confidence in the world that I can finish this.
There you go.
It's only 7 scoops of ice cream. How bad could it be?
It's just the controlling the ice cream headache. That's the only thing.
Well, that's why I said I was going to wear a winter hat and put ice cubes in the hat so my brain's already cold. Maybe that'll
Well,
help
the
numb it a
funny
little
thing
bit.
is the brain freeze has nothing to do with the brain. Believe it or not.
It's your taste buds.
Brain freeze is actually your sinuses. So the best way to combat brain freeze is to take your thumb and put it on the roof of your mouth, because it heats up, brings your body temperature up in the back of your throat, which in turn warms your sinuses, which reduces the sensation of a brain freeze. Or have a warm glass of water to sip occasionally.
I'm gonna dive into it head deep.
Yeah. Well,
I've been setting myself up for it for all week behind the scenes.
you got this.
Oh, I do. I feel confident about it.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Other than that, thanks to we should be back next week. Monday for sports night, Tuesday for entertainment night. Wednesday will be rolling out. We'll be waiting another week or two for that one.
We'll talk off the air.
Okay. Thursday we'll have another open mic night. I think we're saving the Throwback Thursday for the last Thursday of the month. And then next Friday we'll be back for Friday night movie night. Gary says, by the way, the Phillies lost another game. We know. We're not happy about it, Gary. Ron will probably have a nice Tessie's take for Monday about the Phillies, hopefully.
Yeah, it's getting to that point.
But thanks to Gary for jumping in. We had Curtis pop in tonight. Katie was in here. Kevin.
Yep.
A Kevin McGowan sighting blew me
Yes.
away. Love it. Kevin, come back anytime. I hope to see you more.
Jack hanging with us all night.
Yeah. Katie. Andrea popped in. Amber popped in for a little bit. My cousin Kelsey. Gary pops in and out. He's always here.
Katie
is one of Shannon's friends who jumped on the show when Shannon and Alan were on. She's been stopping in every night. And I reached out to her personally, said thank you for her support. And she
Amber.
says anything to support his fellow Shader. So
Nick.
Yep, my buddy Nick Rogers, our guest was in. Kelsey. It was a very nice.
It was a good night. It was a good night.
We hope you guys all enjoyed it. A little bit longer than we normally do, but that's what happens sometimes when you get talking. We just ride the momentum.
Especially when we're talking about movies, honestly.
Or
sports, yeah. Well, let's put it the way it is. When the guy testing won't shut his mouth.
All I gotta do is make his computer lag, and maybe that will happen more.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, knock on wood, I think I fixed my problem. So,
yeah, you were pretty consistent for most of the night.
Yeah, I think I fixed the problem. But we will be back. Well, I don't know how much I'll be talking tomorrow night. I'll be stuffing my face with ice cream. As always, great show. Great to see you back on. Yes, we are back. We're hoping to get more people involved with the chat. We're always open to ideas. We're trying a different couple of shows coming up. If you have any input, suggestions, recommendations, please let us know. We are here because we like to have fun, but we also want you in the chat to make sure you are able to partake in the fun too.
Yes, absolutely. We there's nothing better than to have you guys interact, because it really makes us get more involved. It doesn't just turn into us just rambling on and on. It's always great to have the feedback from everybody. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Gary. Good to be back. Good to be back.
One of these nights, Gary's going to join us for a show too.
Awesome.
Maybe we'll bring him on for a sports night or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
But our next show will be on Monday night for Sports Gladiators. So unless you catch the live special stream tomorrow night, like I said, it might get a little messy and a little crazy, but tomorrow night as well, yes. But I won't be commentating that one. So I will warn people who watch that show tomorrow night, good luck.
And good luck to you, sir.
At this moment,
you got this.
I'm feeling confident. I got this.
You got this.
So, other than that, hope everyone has a good night, and see you next time.
See you guys.
I like to go to check this out. No, wait, we'll check it out. See ya.